John Rhys Davis here, Salah in Indiana Jones, and Gimli in Lord of the Rings. Give 'em hell, 3 guys and a flick.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Bogus, Bunce, and Bean. One fat, one short, one lean. These terrible crooks, so different in looks, were nevertheless equally mean.
Three guys and a flick with Don, Ken, and John. Dive into the movies well after the dawn. From the good to the bad to the wildly absurd. They give a fuck about films. Their voices are heard.
Welcome back. You are listening to Three Guys and a Flick. This is where we review the good, the bad, and the absurd. Tonight's episode, Fantastic Mr. Fox. Beware spoilers. Coming to you from a hole in the ground, my name is Don. And to my right, we have the comic book guy, John.
Are you cussing with me?
Don't you point your finger and cuss at me.
Don't you cuss with me.
Are you cussing kidding me?
You're cussing with me.
Don't you cuss with me. And to my left, we have the Professor, Ken.
Hello, everybody.
Tonight, we are talking about Fantastic Mr. Fox. Fantastic Mr. Fox comes to us from the Broncos helmet and was submitted by our listener, Allison M. And I hope we do it justice. Released on November 13th, 2009, Fantastic Mr. Fox was directed by Wes Anderson, written by Wes Anderson and Noah Baumbach, based on the book by Roald Dahl, and it stars George Clooney, Meryl Streep, Jason Schwartzman, Bill Murray, Willem Dafoe, Owen Wilson, and a bunch of other woodland creatures.
How'd this movie do, Don?
This movie was made for $40 million and brought in $46 million. So I would think that it was probably considered a flop.
For a Wes Anderson, but was this one of his first ones? First big movies?
No, I don't think so. 2009? No.
Oh.
He starts it all off with Bottle Rocket, and then Rushmore comes out. So
now I think you and Ken have said in the past that you really enjoy this movie. What is it about this movie that really stands out to you?
Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to?
I never said that I really enjoyed this movie. It's you are the one that says I love this movie.
I could have swore it was both of us, but apparently it was not. Okay. Why do I really enjoy this movie? I find this movie very entertaining. It is mine and Elise's go-to movie, and everything about it, just the technical achievement and the story and the flow, and it's in an hour and 27 minutes. I really enjoyed this film.
I thought maybe because it has a little bit of Ocean's 11 vibe to it, kind of it's a heist movie in a children's type of stop motion animation style.
I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, it felt very heist movie to me.
Yeah, maybe. And then you have Clooney's voice on top of it. So I get why you and a lot of people think that. But for me, watching it, I never thought of the Oceans.
Mm-hmm.
Not once.
Me neither.
Did you see this in the theater?
No, unfortunately, I did not. I saw it when it came out. And I remember thinking at the time, Wes Anderson's a good director. I've liked his movies so far. And this was it was different. And just the fact that it was stop motion was very intriguing for me. So, yeah.
How about you, Ken? When's the first time you saw this movie?
I've only seen it once before, and it was many years ago. So I've forgotten a lot of the story arc.
Yeah.
For me, this was my first time seeing it. And anybody who's listened to past shows knows I'm not a Wes Anderson fan. I think he's very dry. I think a lot of the characters, while their issues are over-exaggerated, it's very monotone, their delivery. I would say of the Wes Anderson movies we have watched, I would put this at the top of my list.
Yeah. Very good, sir. Very good. Speaking of Wes Anderson, here at the Three Guys, we have reviewed Life Aquatic, Moonrise Kingdom, and now Fantastic Mr. Fox. There are plenty of Wes Anderson movies out there that I enjoy. I would love to talk about Grand Budapest Hotel. I think that would be fun.
I hear people always tell me to watch the Royal Tenenbaums.
It's good. It's not one of my favorite Wes Anderson movies. Gene Hackman is absolutely brilliant in it, and the cast is fantastic, but it's just kind of fucking depressing. So, and I know that Wes Anderson movies can be taken as depressing, but I find that the ones that I like have more of an uplifting end to it. So,
would you say this is your favorite Wes Anderson movie, or would you put one above it?
no, this is easily my favorite Wes Anderson movie out of the ones I've seen. Now, I haven't seen his newer stuff. Like, I really want to watch Asteroid City.
I have tried to watch that one 3 times, and I have never made it all the way through.
Which means I'll probably love it.
Probably.
So, yeah.
Ken, do you have a favorite Wes Anderson movie?
I really like Moonrise Kingdom a lot.
That one was fun, but again, just the dry wit of it, I think, kind of bothered me.
Yeah.
Well, this one's every bit as good as well.
Yeah. If you guys get a chance, check out Isle of Dogs. It's his other stop motion.
I didn't care for that one as much.
It's not as strong, but I enjoyed it. So, yeah, definitely not as strong. This one is, I love this one.
What do you think of the casting in this movie?
I thought the cast was spot on. Clooney as the Fox, Meryl as Mrs. Fox, and one that I really liked was Willem Dafoe as the rat.
You know, if I hadn't known ahead of time that was William Dafoe, I wouldn't have ever guessed that was him.
Really?
The voice was so different than what he normally sounds like.
Oh, I could hear it right away.
Once I knew it was him, I could hear it in the voice and some of the inflection, but I would never have known that was him.
Yeah.
Michael Gambon. He's Dumbledore.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And he is Bogus. No, is he Beans? Bean?
He's Bean.
Yeah, because one's short, one fat, one's lean, and he's the lean one. Yeah, he's
now
Bean.
You mention it, I can hear it.
Oh, he's so good. PD, how many men you got up top?
Yeah, he was funny.
I loved Bill Murray. What did you guys think of Bill Murray as the Badger?
The Badger. Yeah, he was, especially when they start arguing. I really liked that scene.
You got to flat out not do it, man. Yeah, good. I absolutely adored Jason Schwartzman as Ash. I loved his character, the nuances and the tics, and just his dialogue. So good.
But he's an athlete.
Yeah. And then, incidentally enough, Elise and I are getting matching tattoos again, and she's going to get Ash, and I'm going to get Mr. Fox.
Nice.
Yeah.
I do
in the bandit hats.
I do
take off that bandit hat. You're going to get me in a lot of trouble.
Owen Wilson, who plays the coach in this one, that was added real quick. They didn't originally plan that, and I guess they wrote up the whole idea for that in some hotel room.
Yeah,
and added it late in production.
Yeah, and you watch it, and it's totally Owen Wilson, right? Yeah. So, Meryl Streep, classic, right? I think Meryl Streep can do no wrong.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah,
I did like her responses to Mr. Fox. It just cold, calculating, kind of quick to the bone.
One of my favorite lines of hers is when the rat is coming back and she goes, "Am I being flirted with a psychotic rat or flirted on by or whatever?"
Yeah,
I like that bit.
I just liked her response of, if what I think is happening, it better not be.
So good. So threatening. I love it. What did you guys think of the stop animation?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah?
I like that style. And I love that they didn't try to make it kind of new or more fluid. They made it feel like what those stop animation movies felt like, 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah. And the detail on these mother cussers.
They had over 500 puppets, I think they used.
Yeah. And each hair, and especially I noticed it like when Ash gets all pissed off, his ear will twitch,
just like a fox.
So good.
Did you know that for all of the humans in the movie, they used actual human hair from the staff of the movie? For the animals, they used actual animal hair.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy.
Kind of.
And then I guess I read for the eyes, they had little sticks pointing through their head like little toothpicks, and they even moved the eyes so they would look at different characters.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance to watch the making of this flick, fascinating. absolutely fascinating, to the sets, to the paintings. I was watching it, and there's this bit where Wes Anderson's going over the notes and everything, but it's the plate of the tunnels. So when they dig, and you see all the tunnels laid out, and it's on this wall, and you're thinking, that is so cool. And then the town they built, so cool. And I think that the technical achievement of this film just, it amplifies it for me. I love watching this style. I love watching this film.
Eric Chase Anderson. Have you heard of him?
No, but he is Christopherson.
Yeah, and he is Wes Anderson's brother.
Oh.
He cast his brother in this movie as Christopherson.
Oh. And I love that character.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you guys think of the soundtrack?
Oh, it was good. It didn't wow me in any way in particular. The song that the Mr. Fox song that's sung in the middle with the banjo bit.
Uh-huh.
I thought that's quirky. It's quirky fun, but the music did not wow me.
What about you? What'd you think of the soundtrack?
I'm there with the professor. Nothing wowed me except for the PD scenes, and I really liked when they called out. They even made fun of themselves of that's bad songwriting.
Yeah, I thought the soundtrack was peppy, and I loved the themes that it had, like when Fox was fighting the rat, or when something successful happens, and then I didn't realize they have a ton of needle drops in this. So there's that as well.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it.
It was also modestly amusing how they would break out in dancing.
Yeah.
So this was nominated, interestingly enough, for Best Original Score. And it was also nominated for Animated Feature.
Yeah. Lost to Up.
I get it.
I guess.
Yeah, I can see that.
Of
I'm
course
kind
you
of a
can.
fan of Up.
Yeah, you are.
Did you know that Wes Anderson put himself in the movie?
Yeah, he is. He's Petey, isn't he? No. Who is he?
He is Stan Weasel, the real estate agent.
Oh, that's right. Yes, he is the voice of the real estate agent. Yeah.
One interesting thing about Roald Dahl, who I looked him up. I've kind of known his work for a little bit. He wrote, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He wrote, I didn't realize this. He wrote the script or the storyboard or the storyline for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, the movie. So he's been around for a long time. He's done a lot of books. He wrote this one during a darker period of his life when he had a lot of tragedies going on. So that's why it's kind of got that darker tone to this story.
Oh, there you go.
I think we reviewed another Roald Dahl movie, I think.
or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Didn't he write that book?
Yeah, he wrote the book for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He did James and the Giant Peach.
We haven't done that.
No, we have not done that. Other than that, I don't know. I don't see any others on the list that...
Big Fish?
No, he didn't do Big Fish. I don't think he did Big Fish. I don't know.
Did we review Big Fish?
We did,
Yeah.
yes.
I believe that's a Roald Dahl story.
I'll have to look that up.
I don't recall off the top of my head if that's entirely true.
But a lot of his books have become movies. I know that Matilda is on there, The Witches, the BFG. He's done a bunch of books. Unfortunately, he died in 1990, but he still had some books come out after his death.
Yeah, well, there you go. Which is... When was Big Fish? It was 2000s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's got... Okay, so starting at 2000. Lamb of Slaughter, Imagine Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which is Willy Wonka. Fantastic Mr. Fox, Matilda, BFG.
Maybe he didn't do Big Fish. I thought he did, though, but I could be wrong.
I guess we could listen to that podcast. It would tell us.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, if only...
We don't listen to our own podcast.
No, I mean, I have a hard time listening to myself.
Do you really want to suffer through that?
Yeah. No. I hear you. We'll let the listeners decide. I don't know what you're deciding.
Yeah, somebody out there right now is yelling into their radio dashboard.
You know what? I'm ready for some cussing trivia.
I think we can do some cussing trivia. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I could do some trivia.
Cuss, yeah.
Question number 1. What is the name of the column that Mr. Fox writes in the Gazette newspaper?
John. Gotta look at my notes.
Dawn. Mr. Fox's column?
No, I had it written down. Dang it. Where did I put that? Oh, Fox About Town is his column in the beginning. Fox on the Prowl is his column at the end.
I'll give that to you. It's Fox About Town with Mr. Fox.
There you go.
Yeah. See, this is why I write this stuff down.
Yeah. However, I mean, if this was like Jeopardy and you ran out of time, even though you knew where to find the answer, you still wouldn't get the point because you were out of time.
Yeah.
But since we've never, ever established a time limit, I have no choice but to abide by the professor's decision and 1-0 John.
Question number 2. What is the number Bean says is the combined number of all 3 workforces?
Don.
John?
108.
108 is correct.
Bogus 35, Bunce 36, Bean 37.
You should dock him a point every time he goes on. Because he's making me have to cut that.
You're just bitter.
I'm getting there because I'm pretty sure I was first on that one.
Cuss
but okay.
off. Cuss off.
Cuss you. All right. Go on, Professor. I'm getting my ass kicked at a
At
movie that I love. Yeah.
Question number 3. What is the name shown on Mr. Fox's music player?
Don. Walk Sonic.
Correct.
Davy
Crockett.
Crockett, king of the wild frontier.
Question number 4. When Kylie asks Mr. Fox, what's with this thing you do with the whistle with the clicking sound? What is Mr. Fox's reply?
Don.
I'm going to give it to Don this time.
It's his trademark.
It's his trademark.
It is his
God
trademark.
damn it. Cuss you.
I should get a bonus point for being able to do it better.
You keep trying to talk yourself out of points.
All right. So coming into question number 5, this is going to be the tiebreaker. What is the name of the television news station that we see during the second half of the movie?
Don. Action News 5?
You're only half right.
Action News 6? If there's no time limit, I should be able to give as many answers as I want.
Action News 7?
All right, what do we got there, guy?
Action 12.
Okay, well, it's you're the judge, so whatever, if we need to go to a tiebreaker, cool. If whatever you decide, I'm with it.
I will take a tie this week, or Judge, if that's what you decide. Or unless you've got a bonus question.
I haven't had to have a bonus question before.
He's got a bone us question.
I was expecting Don to sweep.
Cuss off.
Cuss you, buddy. You know what? You did a really good. So whatever you decide, Professor, I abide by.
For a Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah, I already said you did good. How much more dick stroking do you need?
Cuss you.
What's your cussing decision there, bud?
This week, we end in a tie.
There you go. Congratulations, you mother cusser. Mr. Fox and his wife Felicity are caught in a trap while raiding Burke's squab farm. She reveals she's pregnant and urges him to give up his dangerous life if they escape. Years later, they live safely with their son Ash, and Mr. Fox has become a newspaper columnist. Ignoring warnings from his lawyer Badger, Mr. Fox moves the family to a treehouse near 3 dangerous farmers, Bogus, Bunce, and Bean. Craving excitement, he secretly resumes his thieving ways with Kylie, the building superintendent, and ropes in his nephew Christopherson, causing jealousy and resentment from Ash. So this movie starts with the quote, the Bogus, Bunce, and Bean thing, which I believe that's how the book starts. And then we cut to Mr. Fox on a hill, and this is our first introduction. And I think it's at this moment that I'm already amazed with the detail and the way the picture looks and just all of it.
It felt very James and the Giant Peach to me, kind of the way it started with the silhouettes and stuff.
Sure.
It's classic Wes Anderson. He loves having these these left to right shots.
Yes.
And so we watch Mr. and Mrs. Fox work their way along this farm, and eventually it comes to a stop when he is looking at that chain.
I like how as they're walking through it, they're deciding which path they want to go. Everything she suggests, he does the opposite. And it just kind of goes to show you Mr. Fox is maybe just about Mr. Fox for a minute or two.
It felt very married couple to me. Like, he keeps saying, well, I like your idea, but we're going to go this way.
Yeah.
And then when they get to one point where he's like, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to have to jump the fence and do this. And can't we just go this other route?
And he's like, yeah. And that left to right shot is amazing.
Yes, it is.
If you slow it down and watch it. My favorite bit of that is when they're crossing the clothesline and Mrs. Fox hangs on and Mr. Fox moves the clothesline to scurry her across. And then he jumps and then gentlemanly takes a sweater and throws it down a puddle. And it's done in like 0.5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
Yeah, Wes Anderson loves setting up these kinds of long, continuous shots to show lots of detail.
Yes, yes. And as you were saying, Professor, it culminates with Mr. Fox standing under the chain. And it's such an animal thing to do. Wait, what's that? What's that attached to? And I love it because he tells Felicity, move, darling, I'm going to pull this and it's going to come down over there because it's spring loaded. And he pulls it and it comes down on both of them.
He's like, guess it wasn't spring loaded.
Yeah, yeah. And then she tells him that she's pregnant. And if they get out of this, you got to give up being
this dangerous lifestyle.
Yes,
being a thief.
this thievery that he's pursuing.
And so it is revealed that it is 2 years later, 12 Fox years.
And we see Mr. Fox is reading a newspaper and it is breakfast time and we are introduced to Ash.
Well, the newspaper we're reading shows his column, which shows us, okay, so he's gone from being this wild animal to being this domesticated reporter.
Yeah, he is living a life that he doesn't really want to live.
Yeah, he's basically getting to a midlife crisis.
I guess.
Yeah.
Have you hit yours?
I don't know. I think I've kind of always had a midlife crisis going.
Have you hit yours?
No.
I'm not sure if I've hit mine yet or not. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Anyways, what'd you guys think of this whole introduction and the family life?
I enjoyed the reveal of Ash, that he is this kid that clearly does not want to be a part of his daily life. And mother, she wants none of it.
Yeah, I'm sick. No, you're not.
Well, first I got the impression he's just the typical kid. He's a little bit different, but he doesn't want to go to school. He comes out in his underwear.
No. It's not underwear. Do you know what it is?
It's his cape.
No. He goes back in and changes into his cape. But at first he's wearing this spotted underwear that he wears again later on.
Oh, does he come out without the cape first?
Yeah, he might have I don't know if he has the cape on, but he's just wearing underwear and maybe the cape.
Oh.
And then he comes back out, and that's when Mr. Fox says, "What are you wearing?" And he just spits
what's with the
at
cape? He spits. Yeah. And so Mr. Fox, during this conversation, tells Felicity,
he doesn't want to live in a hole anymore.
And Felicity's like, we're foxes. We live in holes.
Well, I like how he says, I don't want to live in a hole like poor people. We are poor people.
Yeah. Yeah. But he wants something better.
Yeah.
And so he goes and he cuts out a clipping of a treehouse that had just opened up.
Yeah, gonna look at some tree property.
What'd you guys think of this tree bit?
That was fun.
It was fucking awesome,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it was fun to look at.
Just the detail, and you have the squirrels who are the movers, which makes sense, and I like how they have this conversation like it's just a normal day type of thing. And Mr. Fox is like, you don't have anything on a riverfront or some oaks or pines opening
evergreens.
Up? Yeah.
One thing I did appreciate about this movie is while giving them kind of a human nature kind of sense, he also, really kept the animal in them. They still argued and squabbled like animals. They had the ear flicks on the fox.
They ate like animals.
Yeah. So I like when too, like in the beginning when they're doing that side view shot, the size showing that they're smaller and they're fox-like compared to the humans.
Yeah, I always took it as them as wild animals first.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why it's so entertaining for me. But yeah, he takes the animals and puts a human element into it. So, and I think it works in this case.
Yeah.
So,
And then Mr. Fox heads off and he's going to talk to Badger, Beaver, and Beaver, attorney at law.
this is one of my favorite scenes.
Mhm.
I'll be honest
With
with
Bill Murray as
you. So good.
the badger.
I'm sugarcoating it, man. You're borrowing it 9%, and it's such a good conversation. And then he says, "You don't want to buy this tree, Foxy, because you're in the most dangerous areas. This is Bogus Bunsen Bean Town." And this is where we're introduced, the audience, to Bogus Bunsen Bean.
Part of me had to wonder, because I actually viewed this twice to try to catch everything. But part of me had to wonder if he was really interested in the house, but if he was sold on the house because it was close to these farmers and he started to hatch that, wild animal nature of him getting back into stealing for his midlife crisis.
I think it all kind of fell together for him. I
Yeah.
think he wanted the house because he wanted to live in a house or in a tree. He wanted to get out of the ground.
But as soon as he looked out that window, you could see it sparking in his head.
Oh, sure. Yeah, because it's in his nature. He's a wild animal.
And then when we get that quick reveal of each one of the three farmers, thank you for doing that, because now that nursery rhyme at the beginning of the movie comes full circle, and now I understand why it was there.
Yeah.
And then we get to hear the recording.
Yeah.
I gotta
The
ask,
local human children have a tale about him.
I gotta ask you about Walt Bogus. It said he eats 3 chickens every day for breakfast, lunch, and supper. Does that mean 1 chicken for breakfast, lunch, and supper, or does he eat 3 chickens for breakfast, 3 chickens for lunch, and 3 chickens for dinner? Okay, I didn't know if it was 9 chickens a day.
No,
That's
it's
just
12.
crazy.
It's 12 altogether.
Oh, 12 altogether. So, okay.
Yeah. So,
And I have to say, looking at that apple cider, that alcoholic apple cider, really made me thirsty.
oh, really? I was thinking about getting you guys some cider
Yeah.
for the event, but I was under the impression that you've seen this a bunch of times and you loved it. I don't know why I would think that.
I don't know.
He's gonna break your heart at review time. I'm predicting that.
No, I don't think so. So Badger and Foxy
They squabble.
and Foxy's like, just buy the fucking house. Just buy the cussing house. And Badger's like, okay. And then we cut to the movers and the squirrels.
Everybody painting and fixing up the tree.
Yeah.
And then more Wes Anderson camera work, showing us the details of the tree.
Yeah. So good. So good. And now Mr. Fox is feeling a little antsy. He wants to get out there.
Well, don't they also introduce Christopherson at this point
Yes.
as the cousin of Ash coming to live with them because his father has double pneumonia.
I love that.
Ash is just cold in his responses.
Yes, he is.
But he makes me laugh sometimes. The only time he doesn't is when Christopherson asks, "Can I not sleep under the table?"
Under the train set.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the diving bit. Ash is like, "Look, Dad." And Mr. Fox is like, "Oh, good job, buddy." Clapping his hands. And then Christopherson gets up there and fucking nails a pike dive. He turns and all this.
He's a
and that and the other.
natural.
That kid's an athlete. Woohoo! Which was going to come back. Incidentally, during that scene, Mrs. Fox is painting a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
And there's a song playing. That's the love song from Robin Hood, the Disney version with the foxes. So there you go. It's one of the first things I ever noticed watching this film.
One thing I noticed about foreshadowing, there's a couple of foreshadowing I thought in this movie, and I don't know exactly when it happens, but at some point I thought during this whole tree scene, in the background is a plane that flies over with a banner behind it. Did you catch that plane?
I saw the plane. I saw the banner. I didn't read it.
The banner was for the Bogus Beans or Bunsen Beans supermarket. And so I thought maybe that was foreshadowing for the fact that the movie ends in a supermarket, in their supermarket.
Oh, maybe. Probably. It is Wes Anderson. He is pretty fucking deliberate in anything he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Mr. Fox has a plan, and he wants to share it with Kylie.
and I like this bit because Mr. Fox is explaining and Kylie wants to ask questions and just the whole thing about it, right? And he goes, Mr. Fox is like, quit talking, I'm recording this.
Well, one of the best things I think that Wes Anderson does in this movie with these different creatures is, again, like we mentioned earlier, showing their animal nature. And I thought he did really, like, one of the best with this possum character, especially with the fact that possums will just have that dead stare, especially when cars or anything or somebody's looking at them. And so I love how every so often they would just go to that dead stare on the possum.
Uh-huh. And I like the conversation about blueberries and beagles. Beagles love blueberries.
We get a brief shot of Ash and Christopherson in chemistry class at school.
And instantly, and already Christopherson has fans. I can't remember what the lady fox name is, but Agnes. Very good. Agnes and
She's
Ash,
smitten with him right away.
Oh, yeah. And Ash is so offended.
I love how he doesn't he call her like a traitor, or what does he call her?
Disloyal.
She's disloyal.
You're my lab partner. And then we also get introduced to that beaver, who's kind of a doots.
He's kind of a bully wannabe.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of a bit of a lunkhead.
Yeah.
You sound like a little bit like a bully.
Yeah. I don't like bullies. And then we cut to phase 1 of the caper.
Master plan, phase 1.
Yep. And we are ripping off
Boggins.
Which is chickens. And
They encounter an electric fence.
what the cuss? This wasn't in the plans. And they figure it out. They go up the tree and they see one of the beagles. And Mr. Fox takes his first blueberry.
Because beagles love blueberries.
And it works. And so they need to jump the fence, but it's electric. And so they move down a little bit, again, left to right shot from Wes Anderson. And there's this wide opening. And I like how Kylie says, hey, we could go through there,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Mm-hmm. And then we get to the bit where he starts firing all the blueberries.
Before that, I love when he says, okay, we got to kill the chickens in one bite. And you see the possum guy trying to kill the chickens. My teeth are different than yours.
I said one bite, Kylie, and he's gnawing on the neck.
Yeah. Now, the thing that I appreciated about the blueberries is he says, I think early on, that he has five blueberries, or it's written down somewhere, 5 blueberries. He used 1 on the first beagle, and then when they're the 3 beagles that come face, he fires off 4 blueberries. And I thought, 1 extra, where did the 1 extra go? That's the one that I think was Boggis.
Yes.
Boggis picks up, eats in the. So I thought it was clever that he actually used all of the blueberries.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if he planned it that way, but, Boggis couldn't resist a blueberry.
It just was strange because he fired off the 4 of them, and you see the 3 dogs drop, and you think, okay, well, where's that last one?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So they end up setting off the alarm, and then they're back at the electric fence.
So what do?
They climb the electric fence.
I thought that was kind of clever.
Mm-hmm.
Cute. And then as they're running back to the treehouse, I love how he says, we got to stop by the 5 a dime, get some wax paper, or make it look like we bought it from the
Butcher.
Yeah. And he's all, woohoo! And then cut to the next morning, Mrs. Fox opens the thing and she's like,
The pantry.
Yeah.
I did like how they kept returning to that pantry every time a caper happened, and it would be a little more full each time.
Yeah. One thing I noticed is that when she's cleaning the chicken or doing whatever the chicken, the tag is still on it.
Yep.
Wouldn't you have thought that when they did what they did with the wax paper and everything, they would have just cut the fucker off?
I think he was just on such a high from his caper that he just didn't even think about it.
Yeah, he just has this one more big score on the sly.
But it's a 3-parter.
It is. Very Oceans.
Mm-hmm.
So next it's Bunce's farm that they take on.
And I appreciate this one because everything's told in the monitors. And
Yeah.
Bunce's just has his headphones on and he's facing forward. And left to right,
Mm-hmm.
it's all in the monitors. I like this caper because it was quick, to the point, and the finishing touch is beautiful when he hits the lever and the cage drops on the dog.
Yep.
So
Mrs. Fox, she opens up her pantry and she is completely shocked because that pantry is full.
full to the brim. And she starts to suspect.
I'm sure she kind of knew.
Oh, I'm
Or,
sure more than kinda. She's
yeah.
smart. She's a fox.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she's foxy.
Next, we're at school, and we get the whack bat bit What'd you think of Owen Wilson and this whole whackbackness?
That was so funny listening to the chaos of how this game is played, and then they immediately play it, and of course Christopherson conquers it.
Divide that by 9, please.
I kind of figured that we would get a callback on this, in that somehow when those rules were explained, that it was going to get called back later on in the movie, and wasn't disappointed. It was.
Yeah.
We have Ash. He goes over to Agnes. What's that? What's the K?
And she says something that starts with a P, or she says a different word. And then she finally looks at him and she says, "We're going steady."
I do like how he keeps asking the coach, am I an athlete? Am I an athlete yet?
Am I getting better, coach? Well, you're not getting any worse. Let's just say that.
We get the Beans Secret Cider Cellar Master Plan Phase 3.
And they're having dinner and they're getting ready to go out. And I like this because Fox is like, we have a book reading to go to. Don't stay up. I'll get them to sign a copy for you, blah, blah, blah. And as they walk out, they're talking, and then Ash shows up.
He's right behind him.
What are you doing? You're going to get me in a lot of trouble.
Well, I want to steal.
He just wants to be a part of what Dad is doing.
Yeah,
right?
He wants to impress his father pretty badly.
Absolutely.
And he wants his father to think he's an athlete.
Right. Which at the moment he doesn't, but I think we kind of get that along the whole way, right? Mm-hmm. And so he sends Ash away, and then Kylie and him are talking, and he goes, oh, wait, there's another one, and it's Christopherson. And I like the bit where he says, oh, good, you're here. Try on this bandit hat.
We do get another foreshadowing somewhere along this way where really quick, and I didn't catch it the first time I watched it, Mr. Fox says, I hope he knows karate.
Oh, he says he probably knows karate.
Oh, he probably knows karate. And later on, he uses karate on the bully.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he meditates and, you know. And so they go in and rob the cider bit. This is another one of my favorite scenes because it's the three of them, it's the dialogue, and we get Willem Dafoe as the cussing rat.
Yeah. The rat, he's a fun character.
He really is.
Very West Side Story, the way they kind of designed him and his movements.
Oh, that was on purpose.
Yeah. His little dance and all that.
Oh, yeah. Very on purpose. Snapping, and it's this bit where I really enjoy the soundtrack because it keeps us moving. Mm-hmm. I know it didn't impress you too, but it impressed me. What'd you guys think of this whole bit?
It was fun.
I kept understanding why would Beans hire a rat as security?
Animal thinks like an animal.
I don't know, maybe it just seemed awfully weird.
I didn't think it was weird at all. I thought it made sense.
I thought the whole movie was kind of humans versus animals, wild animals, and here he is hiring this rat and basically paying him in cider.
No, I mean, you could look at it that. I didn't think it was weird.
What'd you think of the introduction of, I think it was Bean's wife, who's
Mrs. Bean,
who's basically blind or something?
I love that. How many bottles did we have yesterday? 2. You better bring up 3. And she's like,
I'll bring 2.
Nope, 2's fine. And then Mr. Fox contorts into that little, or to the shape of the bottle.
Oh, He was hiding behind the bottle in the shape of the bottle. So when they move the bottle, he's still in that shape.
Yeah. Yeah. And we also get the rat commenting about Mr. Fox's wife, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was kind of, he's gone a little, beyond what he should be.
Yeah.
Calling her a tart or whatever he called her, saying that she was getting with everybody.
Uh-huh.
And I kept thinking, is this a kid's movie or an adult movie?
I don't think it was ever marketed as a kid's movie.
Okay.
I think it's just a Wes Anderson movie.
That's what I took it as.
Yeah. The farmers retaliate by launching an all-out war against Mr. Fox, shooting off his tail and destroying his home. The foxes, along with many displaced animals, go into hiding underground. As resources dwindle, Mr. Fox leads a tunneling raid beneath the farm, stealing their food and cider. During the celebration, Ash and Christopherson begin to bond, but their fun ends when Christopherson is captured while trying to recover Mr. Fox's tail. Rat, being psychotic guard, attacks, prompting Mr. Fox to fight back. After defeating Rat, Mr. Fox learns Christopherson's location and begins planning a rescue. So it's the next day, and I really enjoy this bit. Bogus, Bunce, and Beans are sitting.
An emergency meeting.
And he says, how you guys doing? You guys good? Any Fox problems? And the other two's response is, are you kidding me? He's laughing at us. He's making a fool out of us. So good. I really enjoyed it. And so they come up with a plan. Beans is like, let's just cuss and kill him. Right?
I know where he lives.
Right. And so they set up shop.
Next, we have Mrs. Fox. She confronts Kylie and Mr. Fox about their antics.
Because they came home with the bandit hats. And Christopherson's there.
Christopherson's still wearing his bandit hat.
Where have you been and why is he wearing that bandit hat? Yeah, so good.
And he lies to her.
Yeah. I mean,
he's been lying to her a lot, even before this. Like he was going off to a book signing or book reading. And
not that I'm condoning it. All I'm going to say is he's a wild animal. Okay. So yeah, he does.
But aren't we all? Isn't it kind of a metaphor for all of us guys? We're all wild animals. Wild at nature.
If you'd like to think that, then you go right ahead, buddy.
But that's not our nature. The fox's nature is to want to hunt.
Right. And to be a fox.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, a fox isn't a fox without a dead chicken in his mouth.
That's right. And so Kylie and Fox are getting ready to go out again, but this time
it's called the shooting.
And Bogus, Bunce, and Beans are hiding in some bushes. Fox pops his head out.
Well, what I liked in this scene is Fox is kind of noticing something. He's looking around, and they purposely show you that the wind changes so he can catch their scent.
Yeah.
And again, showing that animal side of him, he catches it, and he knows it's a trap.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he's an animal.
Yeah. The one thing that was crazy, when he first went down, I didn't realize his tail was shot off until they said, he shot my tail off. If you watch that scene and kind of slow it down, you can see the moment they shoot his tail off.
Yeah, I look for it every time, and it was after a couple of times when I started finally catching it because it kind of flips or flicks in the air. And he goes back inside, and he's all pissed off and hurt, and Mrs. Fox is sewing his wounds. And I like how Ash or someone says, "It'll grow back, Dad," or it will grow back, right, Dad?
He's like, no.
Tails don't grow back.
I'm going to be tailless
for the rest of my life. And Bogus, Bunce, and Bean are like, fuck, we had him. So
they start digging.
And while
that every time you see that crack in the ceiling and you see the look from Mrs. Fox to Mr. Fox, I hear that, I think Morgan Freeman saying it was at this moment he knew he fucked up.
When did Morgan Freeman say that?
I don't know. It's something that they play every so often in different shows.
I've never once heard that.
Oh, anyway, it was at that moment he knew he fucked up.
Yeah. I like how they're laying in bed and he's like, why the cuss didn't I listen to my lawyer? And he's going through all of the reasons. And finally, Mrs. Fox goes, because you don't listen to anybody. And so, yeah, the farmers start busting through and the foxes figure it out and they start to freak out and they got to get out of there, right? And I like the line where Felicity says, they'll kill the children. And Mr. Fox is like, over my dead body. And she's like, yeah, you'd be dead in that scenario too. So they start to panic. They're trying to figure out what to do. And they do what naturally for them.
Yeah, they dig.
And I like this bit because it shows us. And we pull out and we get the tunnels and we see them digging. And
1 fox hour later.
Yeah, they kind of get down. And this is where Mrs. Fox has a talk with Mr. Fox. And so they walk over and Mrs. Fox says, I'm going to lose my temper now. She's pissed, right? She says, 12 Fox years ago, you promised me that you would stop doing this. Why'd you lie to me? And he's like, well, honestly, I'm a wild animal. It's what I do. And she's like, this story is too predictable. At the end of it, we all die, so.
I love the farmers up above, how Nathan, is it Nathan?
Which one?
There's Nate Bunce, Walt Bogus.
Bean. Bean says, he gets on his little radio, and he asks for those 3 mass excavators.
The Mighty Max, the Junior Spitfire, and the Long Range Tornado.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn extreme. As soon as I see these rolling up, it's like, man,
They're going to town on that cussing hill.
I love when those construction equipment's coming, those diggers are coming. You can see the expressions, and they're all just giddy, with this manpower.
And then they start digging the hole, and the foxes, they got to go deeper.
Mm-hmm.
They got to keep going.
Did you notice as they got deeper and they got to the next safe area, it was cave paintings in the background? They got to like a caveman type place.
Uh-huh.
we also get an argument that takes place between Christopherson and Ash. They argue back and forth with each other, pretty much explaining why Ash doesn't like him.
Yeah. He's all, why are you telling everybody I got beagle ticks? And Ash completely diverts the question. And it ends up, he goes, that's not what you should be asking yourself. What you should be asking yourself is what kind of person sits and does yoga for hours, right? But they start to have that dialogue.
I love the moment where Mr. Fox is wondering what has happened to his tail.
Uh-huh.
And then he's probably wearing it as a necktie.
And then they immediately go to him wearing it as a necktie.
Because why wouldn't he, right?
In a TV news interview.
Yeah, he's totally wearing the cussing tail.
The thing that was crazy for me, again, trying to figure out if this was a kid's thing or adult thing, who this was geared to. And I agree with you. It was probably never meant really for kids. When they scroll up that foxtail, and they get to the top, you can see the bloody stump at the top where it was shot off.
Uh-huh. Because it's right after the knot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Attention to detail for these guys. It's unreal.
The next camera shot we get is all those explosives. It's like, what the hell? You're gonna fucking crater it.
And they're lining everybody up, or they're lining all the dynamite up, whatever, and then they blow it up. And so as they keep trying to dig, and they keep trying to catch the foxes, but they keep digging, and finally the foxes are digging, but now Mr. Fox hears something, and it turns out the rest of the animals have been having to dig as well, and they finally come face to face with Mr. Fox. What do you guys think of this bit when Badger comes out and he starts yelling at him? And
he had every right to be pissed off.
He did. Absolutely.
Yeah, they are not happy at all.
Yeah, because basically, as he put it, they destroyed the forest that all the animals lived in trying to find the fox. And he basically fucked everybody over, and he should feel bad.
Yeah, he said, a lot of good animals are probably going to die because of you, dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I like how Foxy says, you know what? This is getting a little personal. Let's just take a breath. Let's just take a breath.
He also does throw out, a little key thing that we're going to we know is going to be coming next, which is Badger's wife is holed up in this mine. And so we know, they're eventually going to end up at the mine.
Sure.
But in the meantime, we also have Badger's son. He is being kind of a bully, and he's starting to get aggressive with Ash, but Christopherson steps in.
I want you to take this dirt, I want you to chew it up, and I want you to swallow it.
She's like, I'm not going to do that.
Dirty. And I like how it's so subtle. Christopherson takes off his shoes, and the bully's like, why'd you do that?
So I don't break your nose when I kick you in the face.
And he does. And the interaction after that between Ash and Christopherson, it's quick and it's subtle, but I think it's meaningful.
Did you catch after he kicked the badger, was it what was he, a gopher, or what was the big guy?
He's a beaver.
Oh, when he kicks the beaver, he was kind of tearing up and crying and whimpering as he walked away.
Oh yeah, because he just got his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Ash says, I don't need you to fight my fights. And Christopherson's like, yes, you do. And, sometimes it's nice to have a little backup.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Fox, she gives a very brief little mini pep talk to Ash.
Yeah. And she's like, everybody's different, but that's kind of fantastic. Right. And she says to Ash, everyone's different, especially this cusser over here, pointing at his dad. And, Mr. Fox says, okay, I figured it out. I know what we're going to do. He tells Felicity, go to the flint mine, tell Mrs. Badger that help is coming. And she's like, is help coming? And he's all, I sure as cuss hope so. And he has this plan. And I like how he's very particular about it. We have to dig in a very particular area. And if you notice, he crawls up and down the wall and he's doing this, that, and the other, but he ends up in the same place he started it. So
he's just acting like a wild animal.
yeah, he's sensing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I like this because, again, we're digging and we can see the tunnel and which way they're going, this, that, and the other. And they end up in the smack dab middle
Got the hen house.
And I love how he says, we ended up right in the middle. Do you know how incredible that is? So he figures it out. He figures out a way to tunnel to all three farmers' warehouses.
And this is where you get that banjo song happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Petey.
Yep. And it still makes me laugh to this day when Bean comes out. That's just bad songwriting, Petey. It makes him feel so bad. When during the song, I'm tapping my toe and doing this, a little back and forth.
I do love the reveal of what they have accomplished when it shows all three farms and you see the interconnecting tunnels.
Yeah. So good. So good. Attention to detail. And so the foxes, and so Mr. Fox and team make it back to where everyone's at, and they, the wall kind of crushes in and all of the loot kind of pours through. And I like how he says, we stole everything.
We took everything.
Yeah.
And then you get Bean on the phone. They took everything?
And he goes crazy.
An epic temper tantrum.
Completely destroys the trailer. But again, the attention to detail, there's so much stuff for him to destroy it. It looked really good.
Yeah.
It looked really good. And then we cut to kind of like the preparation for the celebration dinner, and everybody has a job. Like the rabbit is the cook, and they're setting the plates, and they're kind of like getting back to normal. And Foxy and Badger are having a conversation about his tail, and he's like, "Fuck, I don't want to talk about it." All right. And
but Ash hears this.
Yeah, and Ash gets this idea, right?
And he wants Christopherson's help.
And Christopherson's like, I don't know. Fox is on your side of the family. Take unnecessary risks. And so they're about to have this big dinner, and Badger wants to make a toast. And Foxy, of course, cuts him off because he's kind of a dick.
He's got to be the center of attention.
Absolutely. And he gives a toast, and he's like, we beat them. We flat out beat them. We're the best. Cuss these guys, right? But no.
Here comes the cider.
Because Bean had this idea. After his temper tantrum, that's right, he walks out of his trailer and he stops and he looks and he sees the cider making machine, which again, the detail on that is phenomenal as well. So the humans decide to flush the animals out. And this is a good bit visually because we have all of the water rushing through the pipes and it's carrying all the animals. And during the scene, I'm thinking that's got to be so much water pressure to push them uphill when it does. But I like it.
It's got to be a lot of cider.
Yeah. Well, the guy drinks enough of it. And eventually they all end up in the sewer.
In the meantime, we have Ash and Christopherson. They pop up in the Bean kitchen.
I love this because Christopherson wears his bandit hat and Ash is like, I don't have a bandit hat. I just have this old tube sock that I modified.
I love how it looks. It's a white bandit hat, but has the sock part on top.
Yeah, it's so good. And before they go in there, they think, where do you think they would keep the necktie? And they're like, on the mantle, of course. And when they get in there, the TV's on and they're like, well, when they get in there, they're in the kitchen and they can't see the mantle. So they're talking about what to do. And that's when Ash notices the apple ginger snap thingamadoodles. And he's like, oh, can't resist those.
I love watching them eat like that.
They eat like an animal.
I love how Christopherson, they've had their differences, right? And now they're kind of on the same page. They want to get the necktie back for Mr. Fox. But just his Christopherson's delivery as they're running up to get the ginger snaps, he's like, oh, hello, how do you do? Talking to the ginger snaps. Mm-hmm. It's so subtle and cute. For a while there, I thought that was Michael Cera, but it's not. It's Anderson's brother. Thank God. And so it's at this bit where they're eating their ginger snaps and they look up and they're like, nope, we were wrong about the mantle. It's around this guy's cussing neck. And they figure out that Bean has it and he's wearing it like a necktie. And at the same time, Mrs. Bean comes in. But they don't run right away, which I don't know why. You think a wild animal would scurry away. But Miss Bean goes in, puts on her glasses because we know she's blind. And she comes back with 2 knives. They take off, and then we cut to the sewer. And so in the sewer, finally, they all they're like, oh, fuck, what happened?
Where did the boys go?
Ash, Christopherson. And it's the aftermath of the cider flood. And they're looking around, and Ash pops up, and he's all, whoo, that was close. And he sees Christopherson's shoe, and he's like, oh, no. And Foxy's like, Ash, and he's like, what? I'm here. Where's Christopherson? And they figure out that Christopherson is missing.
Don't they go to the TV news interview and they're holding Christopherson upside down?
Yeah, we get to
TV.
yeah,
Eventually.
Yeah.
I like it when Mr. Fox says, where did you get that nutmeg ginger apple snap?
And why are you wearing that bandit hat? Always with the bandit hats. And he tells him, but before that, Foxy's like, Felicity's like, oh, actually, right after the flood, Felicity's like, Foxy's like,
I love the waterfall shot.
And this is where I'm trying to go,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
The waterfall shot is just gorgeous.
Fox feels responsible and he goes off by himself and he's in front of this waterfall. And this is where Mrs. Fox walks up and they have this conversation.
And more or less, he kind of sort of tries to explain why he feels what he feels.
He feels like for some odd reason, I always have to have eyes on me to be the quote unquote fantastic Mr. Fox. And he says, I got to give myself up, right? I got to turn myself in and maybe, just maybe, they'll let all of you live. And then Mrs. Fox is like, God bless America, you dumb mother cusser. I love you, but I shouldn't have married you.
Which is probably the worst thing any husband would ever hear.
Yeah, well, maybe. I mean, what if it's true?
It's hurtful.
I don't think
I
she was,
understand why she feels that way.
But I don't think she was trying to be hurtful. She wasn't trying to gouge this guy. She was just stating that I shouldn't have married you because then I wouldn't be in this position. One could say that one fox to another fox, maybe she shouldn't have asked him. So, but that's neither here nor there. This waterfall shot is gorgeous.
It is.
Did it remind you a little bit of Lion King?
No?
Because there is a scene in Lion King where they cross a log in front of a very similar waterfall. And I kind of thought, it reminded me of crossing this bridge in front of the waterfall.
Oh, yeah. No, it reminded me of The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, sure.
When Batman goes in to fight Bane.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of.
Okay.
Yeah. And as they're talking, they find out that Christopherson's been taken. And so he goes out and he tells the group, I'm going to give myself up. And he takes out his little white flag.
And he has a really quick little talk with his son to let him know how happy he is with him.
I love this bit. And I love it because the cadence of it and the message, obviously. And he says, did I ever tell you that right before you were born or we were going to die? And he tells him the story of the...
Yes, you did. Okay, but let me use my words.
I love that. You're stepping on my lines now.
Yeah.
Well, this is one of those scenes where he's talking to Ash where I really feel like George Clooney was the perfect pick for Mr. Fox because the cadence of it and the way that Clooney delivers it is a very Clooney style, if that makes sense. A very Danny Ocean kind of style of the way he kind of explains things and the way it flows.
Yeah. I think George Clooney was the absolute perfect pick for this. And so he has his words with Ash. He's going to go give himself up. He tells everybody goodbye. And then we find out that...
Rat, he delivers a request.
Oh, that's right. The rat comes back.
Yep.
And Clooney has already taken off, supposedly. he climbed up the thing and said, "Okay, I'm leaving." And Badger goes, "Well, maybe we should split up and do something." And then the rat shows up with an envelope, and it's a ransom note, or not a ransom note, but you're right, it's a request, right? We got the boy. You will trade him for the fox,
Yeah. And he's basically talking to Mrs. Fox.
right?
And then Ash reveals that, no, you got the wrong fox.
And I like this bit because the rat wants to get down, and Mrs. Fox is like, "I'm gonna whoop your ass."
Yeah. Am I being flirted with by a psychotic rat?
Yeah. And then the rat, kidnaps Ash, and he yells for Dad, and then we cut to Mr. Fox, who's trying to use a nail file to cut through the bars. All right, good job, bud. But he goes back, and he has a fight. And what'd you guys think of the fight?
The fight was fun. It felt straight out of West Side Story.
Absolutely. And I love when they go at each other and we see it in flashes.
Oh, yeah.
Because they go in that electrified room.
Right. And everything's in flashes and shadows. And
Very fun.
oh, it's so good. And ultimately, Mr. Fox comes out ahead.
Well, the way they did it is we don't actually see them fighting. We just see those flashes. And you can totally see the moment the rat gets electrocuted.
Yeah, because it kind of gives us the same electrocuted graphic that we had before when they climbed the fence.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how Mr. Fox is kind of standing over the rat while it's dying, and
they give him the rat chance to have his little bit of a redemption arc.
absolutely, because I get the feeling that Rat and the foxes have known each other for quite some time. And so finally the rat says they're holding the boy over at this place at the Bogs and Buns and Beans in an apple crate on the second floor or wherever he's at, right?
What'd you think of the scene where he asked, why did you do it? And he said, I did it for the cider. And then he just takes a scoop of the mud or water or something, the muddy water, and tells him it's the cider.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was kind of a nice touch in that he was showing genuine sympathy for possibly his enemy.
Well, yeah, I thought that was a great scene. And I like how he says to the rat, "Would you have told me if I didn't kill you first?" And the rat's like, "Never." But yeah, he gives him the sludge, makes him thinks it's the cider, which was a nice little going away for the rat. And the rat is dead. And now Foxy's like, "You know what? Operation Suicide has been put on hold. It's now
A go for broke rescue mission."
And I like this because he kind of has a change of heart, and he starts telling
He wants to redo his dinner speech.
yeah. And
Well, this is the change where everything before was focused on Mr. Fox and was about Mr. Fox and putting him as kind of the center of attention. Now he has shifted to it's about something more. It's about other people.
yeah. And we go through all of the animals, what their Latin names are and what they are good.
I thought that was so weird to name off all the Latin names.
I enjoyed it because we get the Beach Boys as a needle drop, and he's taking stock of everybody, and he's telling the one animal, "Write it down." Right.
Well, I like how
it.
he goes through each one of their talents, like the mole can see in the dark and things like that. But he never really uses, except for the demolition badgers. I don't think, did he ever use the other skills of the other animals?
No, because at the end it's all free for all. They all exit the sewer and blah blah. Yeah.
Well, there she goes with a brand new love affair, dancing with him like she don't.
Mr. Fox proposes a deal to the farmers, his surrender in exchange for Christofferson's release. But it's a trap. With a coordinated counterattack, the animals outsmart the ambush, infiltrate Bean's annex, and rescue Christofferson. Ash steps up heroically, releasing a rabid beagle to cover their escape and shredding the symbolic foxtail in the process. With the farmer stuck above ground, the animals establish a new home in the sewers. In the final scene, the community raids a farmer-owned supermarket, and Felicity reveals she's pregnant again, closing the film with celebration, unity, and survival. Roll credits.
So now it's Master Plan B. And what is this plan? Everybody has a particular role that they're going to fulfill during this this big diversion.
Uh-huh.
And I really thought it was really fun to see the whole town surrounding, the sewer.
Yeah.
Everybody, all these snipers all over the place.
Yeah. I thought this whole scene, this is probably my favorite scene of the movie, right? My favorite scene is the whole rescue from now until the end, really. It's so detailed and there's so much going on. And I love the pine cone fireballs. And
Well, I love that that's a callback to the baseball thing, or the whack-a-ball thing.
Once everything is on fire, we get a great panning shot moving from right to left, looking at the chaos of all the fires and the firemen coming out.
Well, I liked how the first one came out and the guy just poured his drink on it to put it out. And they're like, that's all he's got? And all of a sudden, boom, you see all of them coming out.
it's that trope, right? When somebody says, "Is that all you got?"
Mhm.
Something more happens. And and so they create the diversion, and Foxy, Kylie, and apparently Ash escape on a little motorcycle and a sidecar.
Yep. They move up and they do the decoy phase.
Do you know how they did the smoke in the movie?
Cotton.
It was cotton balls and
Yeah.
cotton.
It looked like cotton, but
Yeah.
it was so impressive.
It was hilarious having their motorcycle be a little motorcycle.
I love how they
Of
go
the one that's covering it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go behind the big one for a little sight one.
Yeah.
And I love how Ash pops up in the sidecar and he's like, where the cuss did you come from?
I love that all the time. And as they're going along, they figure out where Christopherson is, and they have to get in.
I love when they show up and they go right underneath the gate.
Uh-huh.
And then after they roll out of sight, then you see the guy in the booth.
He looks up. Yeah.
Like, what was that?
Yeah, totally. So good. So good. And they are now confronted by the beagle that we got hinted to earlier on. This is the beagle with rabies.
Did you catch his name?
Spitz.
Spitz was his name because of all that foam and everything.
Yeah.
Well, actually, what happens now is they're trying to get in, and he's like, "You got a credit card?"
Titanium? How did you qualify for this?
I pay my bills on time.
So good. Good writing. And to get by the beagle, I like how Fox says, "Did you bring the blueberries?" And Kylie's like,
yeah.
What blueberries? I didn't."
You didn't tell me to bring any blueberries.
And Ash is like, you wrote it on your hand. And then he turns it over and it
Ash
says,
says, "Yes, you did. See, it's right there."
Not only-
blueberries.
Yeah, not only did it say blueberries, did you see all the arrows
Yep.
pointing at it?
Yeah. And so Foxy says, "You know what? I'm going to distract the beagle. You guys escape and go get Ash." And so Kylie and
Christopherson.
that's what I meant. You guys go get Christopherson. So Kylie and Ash crawl up the ladder, whatever it is, to go to the top of the building, which I'm thinking, I don't know why you just didn't go too, Foxy. The dog didn't look like it was going to do anything until you approached it.
Yes.
So good job, bud.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like this bit because so Kylie and Christopherson get to the roof and they're going to free. So Kylie and Ash get to the roof and they're going to free Christopherson. I like how Ash says, "Can you give me a quick karate lesson?"
I like before when Ash says, "I'm here to rescue you," and then Christopherson says, "I've got mixed feelings about that."
So good.
This was actually a fun scene because I love how they set up for Ash to do this big karate move, and you think, okay, he's going to do something right for once. And instead, he just knocks him off the table.
Oh, I knew that was. I saw that coming a mile away. I didn't think there was no way he was going to be able to chop off that lock.
I didn't think he was going to be able to chop off the lock, but I thought somehow he's going to break the crate because those crates aren't that strong.
No, I love how he trips when he starts running and he just pushes it and it falls off.
In the meantime, you've got Mr. Fox. He's closing in on Spitz.
And
Did you notice he had a rubber squeaky toy in his hand?
like a
Little
bone.
Yeah.
And when Spitz starts to freak out and Foxy starts to freak out, Kylie says, "I thought he said you weren't supposed to look a beagle in the eyes." But he did. And now he's all pissed
He's
off.
got that red rabies eyes.
Yeah.
I love the camera shot of us being on Spitz's head as he's chasing after Mr. Fox.
Yeah. So good. So good. And so Christopherson is free. Ash and Kylie are, they're all on the roof. And finally, Foxy climbs up there. And it's so subtle, but Foxy has this look on his face like he can't believe he just made it out of there. You know what I mean? And it's his turn to have the swirl.
Yeah, because
in his eyes.
he's exhausted
Yeah.
and shocked.
Yeah, so good. So good.
So now they go to sneak out, but oh boy, Nelson and everybody is waiting for them.
Because as they're driving to the place, there's this helicopter, and they notice it, and the guy on the pilot's like, "There's a tiny motorcycle with 2 foxes and a badger. Does that mean anything to anybody?" And Bean's like, "Get back here!" And so, yeah, they're all waiting for him now, and they're trapped.
And this is where Fox, like as I mentioned before, Wes Anderson's dialogue is usually very dry, very monotone. This is where Fox kind of loses it.
Yeah.
He gets angry.
You came after my family. You kidnapped my nephew. You shot off my tail. I'm getting that necktie back. And then Bean's like, "Fire!" And the crates that they're hiding behind,
They're obliterated.
and Foxy's like, "You know what? Let's just go."
This is where Ash finally shines.
And as soon as Ash says, "I'm as light as a piece of bread," and takes off, I like how Foxy's all, "Cut the twig berries, double to this, double to that." He's starting to recite the rules for Whack Bat. And, it's a great shot. And Ash does all of his thing, gets the rake, breaks it off. And then he does what Christopherson told him to do initially. And this time he actually gets to pull it off, flies through the air and chops off the door handle. And he digs, and I love when he pops back up and he says, "Hot box."
I like that this is where Mr. Fox acknowledges he's an athlete.
Yeah.
You can see he's finally really proud of Ash.
Yeah. Well, Ash is saving their ass.
Mm-hmm. And of course, a great kind of callback, kind of surprise is when he breaks that lock or whatever, and the door opens up. There's Spitz.
Yeah. Great diversion.
Mm-hmm.
Chaos.
Chaos ensues. And so the 4 of them get away on the little mini cycle, and Spitz chases all of the humans to high ground.
It was a fun convenience as they're taking off in the motorcycle that there's that jump with that little paper circular thing that they go through and to make this big moment.
I love it. I just thought it was so cute.
Yeah.
And as they're driving back throughout the film, Foxy has this phobia of wolves, and they so happen to see this wolf driving as they're driving away. And I'm not quite sure what the point of the scene is, but with the music and the scenery and the way it is, and just like the basic acknowledgement of the 2 species, I really liked it.
Wes Anderson has said that is his favorite scene. Just the randomness of it and just the absurdity of this whole thing of them kind of getting away and being different. Just having that in there was one of his favorite moments.
Yeah, I really enjoy that moment.
I thought it had something to do with it. It's showing that some animals just need to be who they're meant to be. It is their nature to be who they are.
Yes. Agreed. And so they make it back, and they are kind of going on normal life, right?
It's 3 days later.
That's right.
Before that, we missed one thing.
Huh.
As the motorbike and sidecar, as they're speeding away and the hunters are shooting at them, what happens to the foxtail?
Ash picks it up on the way out.
And ties it to the...
But it also the dog gets at one point and chews it to pieces, like chews all the fur off it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's 3 days later, 2.5 fox weeks. And the news reporter, he's interviewing the 3 farmers. And apparently he's thinking, we're just going to wait them out.
Yeah.
They're going to have to surface sometime. Animals can't live in a sewer.
That's right.
And then we get the reveal of the sewer life, another Wes Anderson shot.
Yeah. And, the camera's panning down, and we see the real estate guy trying to sell real estate.
Did you catch the subtle mentions of they're still kind of starving? Like when the one animal child says, "I'm hungry, here, have this glass of water."
Yeah. So, times aren't great, but they're alive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we go to the Fox residence, and we have...
the kids are meditating.
Yep. And Mr. Fox and Kylie come in, and Mr. Fox is like, "You guys got to see this." And it turns out that Fox has found a new place, and they all go look at it together. And it turns out it's right smack dab in the middle of a supermarket, and they close early on weekends.
One of the interesting things, again, how we talked about earlier, how in the beginning of the movie it was all about him, and then at that that point in the movie where it started to become about other people. Did you catch how when they went up to the supermarket, Mr. Fox was telling them, okay, so and so is a vegetarian, so and so can't have walnuts, blah blah blah. So he was really showing that he was thinking of the community.
Oh yeah, yeah. You definitely see the change, because he even says, make sure you get enough for everybody, right? So they have found a golden ticket. They are good to go. We get a dance number, and Mrs. Fox says, I'm pregnant. And I like how Kylie says, it looks like you guys are both glowing now.
Yeah, because I liked how that was a callback earlier on when Mr. Fox said to Felicity earlier on, you're glowing when the first time she announced she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And then the final reveal at the end, very amusing. It's the Three Farmers supermarket chain.
Yeah. Their comeuppance, if you will. So the animals win, right?
Until the sequel, and they all get killed.
Whoa.
I love the pullback shot. Looking at the supermarket, it's so pretty.
Yeah. And another needle drop, and that was Fantastic Mr. Fox. All right, what do you guys think? You guys ready to rate this flick?
I'm ready to rate this flick. How about you, John? Are you ready to rate this flick?
Yeah, I'm cussing ready.
Hey, Professor, how do we do our ratings?
We do our ratings on a scale of 1 to 5 fucks. 5 fucks is a movie that we think is cinematic gold. A 1 fuck movie is where you get done watching it and you're thinking, I'm never watching that again.
And what's a 0?
A 0 fuck movie is where you get done watching it, you turn to your buddy, and you're like, oh, for shit's sake, what the hell? Why would you make me watch? I want 1 hour and 27 minutes of my life back.
Or in other words, we just don't give a fuck.
This was your pick, was it not?
It was my pick.
So you go first.
Oh, hey, why don't I go first?
I think you should.
I'll cuss and go. Don't you cuss at me.
You cuss and go.
Or I'll cuss and go. Cusshead. Fantastic Mr. Fox is quite... Fantastic Mr. Fox is a wonderful movie. It is mine and Elise's go-to movie. I enjoy it every single time I watch it. I could watch it anytime, any place, anywhere. The cast, the soundtrack, the stop motion. It is, to me, perfect. 5 fucks. Cinematic gold.
Not that surprised.
I didn't think you would be.
Who would you like to go next?
I don't give a cuss. You cuss and go. You cuss and decide between the cussing two of you.
How about I go next?
Yeah, okay.
Before I cuss and do, what's my rating going to be?
You're going to give Fantastic Mr. Fox... I really feel like you liked it. It felt like you liked it, right?
Look at his eyes.
I know. Hey, moving forward, you're going to have to give me some sort of acknowledgement.
That you're understanding.
That you understand what I'm saying. 4 fucks.
Final answer. I have said it before that I am not a huge fan of the Wes Anderson style. Everyone feels like an extreme version of themselves, but in a muted, overly symmetrical world. But Fantastic Mr. Fox did impress me, and I can say of the Wes Anderson movies I've watched, this one is probably my favorite. It's a fun, cleverly entertaining film with a slick heist energy and loads of charm. The stop motion animation is impressively detailed, and the voice work, especially George Clooney, is top notch. There's a lot happening in the background too, giving it a strong rewatch value. In the end, it was mostly a what the cuss kind of movie for me, but that's not a bad thing. It's for those reasons I'm giving Fantastic Mr. Fox 4 out of 5 fucks.
Bam! Nailed that mother cusser. All right there, Professor. You are up with a solid 3.5 fucks. Go on.
Fantastic Mr. Fox is a movie that I remembered essentially nothing about it. Even though I'd seen it before, I had completely no concept whatsoever about what the antics of the movie was. In watching it, Wes Anderson's cinematic style and his fondness for color, symmetry, and his impressive camera shots were on full display throughout this movie. And it was very fascinating to get a good look at all of these different setups that he has given us sprinkled throughout the movie. And I really think that that is what made the movie so compelling to watch. The redemption story that Mr. Fox is on is secondary to me. I think that, in general, what wowed me the most was just the animation and the set designs that is presented in this movie that makes it for a compelling watch. The voice talent, I thought, was great. George Clooney, masterful. Meryl Streep, incredible. It was fun to have Bill Murray, Michael Gambon, Willem Dafoe in there as well. The characters are, in general, they're fun, and the writing is definitely brisk. And because it is so brisk in that way, it helps move the story along. No, not the story, but it helps move the movie along. In the end, when I look at the full content of this movie, I think that it's a strong Wes Anderson watch, and it's pleasant to watch. And I have little doubt that I would be happy to fire this movie up pretty much any time. Hour and a half, it's short and sweet. It's interesting to look at. The dialogue is fun. The voice talent is on point. I'm giving this 4.25 fucks.
4.25 fucks from the professor. With cinematic gold from me, 4 fucks from the comic book guy, and 4.25 fucks from the professor. That gives Fantastic Mr. Fox an average of 4.4 fucks, which now puts it in the 8th position with Superman the movie, Rear Window, Up, and Alien. It is slightly better than Ferris Bueller's Day Off, School of Rock, Shang-Chi, The Crow, The Road Warrior, Matrix, A Nightmare on Elm Street, and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. And it is slightly worse than Snatch, John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, Shaun of the Dead, Sin City, The Princess Bride, and Prey. So there you have it, boys.
Yes. Well,
Not too cussing bad.
there it is.
Not too cussing bad at all. I'm cussing very delighted with both of your reviews there, gentlemen. Not that it matters.
It doesn't.
Cuss it doesn't. All right, that is going to wrap it up for this episode of Three Guys in a Flick. If you would like to know which movie we're going to be reviewing next, please check out the website. Speaking of which, hey, John, where can they find us?
They can find us at threeguysinaflick.com, where we go ahead and post all of our show notes. You can find all of our podcasts, and there's an actual working form on there now that you can submit a movie you would like to go into the Bronco helmet for us to review down the road. You can also find us at any social media where I go ahead and I post every Tuesday the movie we are going to be releasing on that following Thursday. And you can find us at any place that hosts podcasts. In fact, while you're listening to us, give us a like, subscribe, and if you want in the comments, put a movie in there that you'd like us to review.
All right. I just want to thank Allison M. again for throwing Fantastic Mr. Fox into the Broncos helmet. We had a lot of fun watching it and reviewing it. We hope you had a lot of fun listening. I also want to thank anyone who listens and who has suggested a movie. If you keep listening, we'll keep recording. For Three Guys in a Flick, I'm Don.
I'm John.
And I'm Ken. Thanks for listening.
Well, how come he can do it so well?
Three guys with some mics, yeah, dive into the flicks. We're here for the real talk, no time for the tricks. Don as the captain, steering us right. Kid drops now to shedding light. John with the comics, bringing the hype. From the good, the bad, to the absurd. We break it down, make sure you heard. Passion for the screen, we ride or die about movies. You know we always give a fuck, no lie.
A lot.
You've seen it a lot.
I've seen this movie a lot.
You're going to plug me into the hole?
You were so fucking lazy, it's absolutely irritating.
Yeah, but I like it when you plug me into the hole.
Sometimes I like to watch you plug yourself into the hole. Did you ever think about that?
No,
Okay, well, start thinking, dick.
not about you.
Professor, would you plug him into the hole so I can watch? And when you're done, I want you to say, ooh, thank you for the lovely tea party. It's fucking Pixar. And the name alone brings you $50 million, which was more than this made. So there you go. Are you cussing with me?
No, you cuss
Don't you
off.
fucking... I was trying not to say fuck. And resources dwindle. As resources dwindle, Mr. Fox. I didn't say fuck.
It sounded like you said Mr. Fox.
What did it look like to you after it was blown up and they showed like an overview of the aftermath?
It reminded me of like a crater on the moon.
Were you thinking of butthole?
I was thinking of a butthole.
Okay.
Ken's like, what the cuss are you guys talking about?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. All right, it's time. What do you got?
I only have 2 this week, and they were pretty obvious, I thought.
Okay.
I'll go with my first one. Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yep, I had that one. Do you have that one too?
No.
Okay. What's the other one? Or my turn. Fantastic Mr. Cox.
I had very close to that. I had Fucktastic Mr. Cox.
Oh, that's not bad. Fucktastic Mrs. Cunts.
Are you flirting with Felicity?
Am I being flirted on by a psychic?
Well, what did you have, Professor?
Orgasmic Mr. Fox.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. The Ick, Mr. Fox.
I would read that book.
I would totally watch that movie. Yeah. All right. Anything else?
I was trying to think of the Fantastic Flick My Bean, but...
It doesn't really roll off the tongue.
No, so that's why I kind of left that one.
It's more of a mouthful.
Yeah. You said that.
Yeah. All right. May all of your days and nights be filled with happiness. All right. Fuck off. Good night.
Tune in to the thrill, catch the vibe. As 3 guys in a fight, keep the passion alive.